I am very similar to a lot of other people. You may have gifts, talents, and abilities. I know, which we all do, right?
Right.
But especially ones that are very pronounced, but we don't propel it forward, or we don't go up, or we just sort of kind of stay stuck, you know. And for me, it's been more emotional and psychological in a way.
Welcome back to the 7997 podcast. We are Chris and Jacki, your hosts, and our job here every day, every week is to try and get closer to each other and try and get closer to you.
Oh my.
And in the spirit of that today, we're going to talk about failure, things in life that we're afraid of, things that are holding us back, obstacles we need to overcome.
He wants me to get closer to myself. I don't feel like it. It's too hot.
Exactly. That is an obstacle to overcome. If y'all hear some fan noise in the background,
what?
Give us some grace. It's hot. We in Mexico.
Mucho calor.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
So it's just, think of it as ambiance.
Yeah.
Feel like you're in the room with us. Feel like you're sweating underneath the same way we are.
Come feel the
under
breeze.
hot lights in the summertime in Mexico.
Yes. You're welcome.
So I think what has sparked this particular conversation is we're at a time in our lives, we're down here in Mexico. You weren't able to bring your job with you. So you kind of have to reinvent yourself down here and say,
just
okay,
a little bit.
How do I get some income coming in? How do I fulfill myself? How do I do things that I have passion for? Love, we'll get some enjoyment out of, and maybe not just a regular 9 to 5. Because a regular 9 to 5 can be difficult to find down here if you don't come down with one. So word to the wise, come down with a job if you can.
Job, okay.
And if you want to know a little bit more about our job hunting experience, go click on that video that's up in the top there.
Yeah.
Watch that one. Learn a bit about our experience. And if you decide you want to come to Mexico or leave the country, you'll have a little bit of, you'll be a little bit wiser than you were before you watched the video.
Right.
So I will say, I think what's interesting is that throughout our lives, we have been supportive of each other's endeavors and what we're trying to do. There have been times where, okay, you're going to go handle the 9 to 5 and do the work, and you're going to have time for me to go to school and learn a little bit more, get an education so I can make moves. And it's been that way, vice versa, where you went to school, I would support us financially. And there's always been this idea of we're going to support each other in whatever we're trying to do. And I think a lot of that has gone pretty smoothly. It hasn't been a challenge in that, you're trying to overcome yourself.
Right.
You're not getting in your own way. There's not a whole lot of fear. You're able to just kind of do what you want to do. And I think it's easier when you're trying to get into a career versus trying to do your own thing.
And we're also younger.
Definitely younger.
Greener.
And not maybe don't realize the effort that it takes to do those things on your own.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
And I can conquer the world kind of thing.
Exactly. So we are in another one of those seasons where I'm taking on the financial responsibility for the most part and making it possible for you to do whatever it is you want to do. Which is, number one, let's ask that question. What do you want to do, boo? Give me your top one. And then we'll go through the other 15, 16.
What you all don't know about me is I have a passion for life and people.
Everything.
If you're that kind of person, would you leave us a little comment? Let me know that I'm not by myself.
Some might say it's ADHD.
Some may say it's just a passion for life and people.
One and the same.
Anywho, my favorite thing to do, is help people.
Okay, so if we were to get very specific about the way that you want to help people, what is the number one way that you want to help people and make money doing it?
The number one way I want to make money and help people and earn a living, right? Would really be coaching in some kind of way.
Okay.
And that could be
coaching Little League baseball?
You don't want me coaching
Football,
nobody.
soccer?
You don't no sports. I can do sports because I know enough to win. For example, how about we stop taking all those 3-pointers without having a man underneath the basket to get a rebound? How about that? How about we do some rebounding, guys? Offensive rebounding is helpful. See, I know that. I know other things, but I know about rebounding and arms up, D it up. That's helpful. Don't challenge me. Shoot. Oh, shout out to the Washington Commanders who just got their first female coach. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go back home for a game. And does she have a jersey? I need to know.
Coaches don't have jerseys, no.
Oh.
And nothing is gonna help the Washington Commanders.
Yes, she will. Oh, sis, you better go and get it, y'all. Get it.
The football team in Washington has been trashed since 1984.
It doesn't matter. No, not 84. Anyway, I know sports, but better than that, I know people.
Mm-hmm.
But the one person I really haven't conquered yet is me.
Oh, now that's an interesting concept. You want to help and coach other people, but you actually need that help and coaching for yourself.
See.
Okay.
Well, okay. So, but listen though.
Yeah.
I am not a monolith. I'm not by myself out here.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you a really good example, and it's a phrase. Have y'all heard this phrase? Tell me if you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors make the best. The worst patients.
True. Yeah.
And that really is what it is. It's we know, they know as doctors, know how to treat, what to do, all these things. And they are degreed in it. They are professionals. They get paid tons of money for it. And very skilled, right? And they know how to help other people. But let those jokers get in the hospital, let them have to go in for an MRI or EKG or any other letter, that comes up. And it's like, you're the worst patient. So, I think it's a human thing. So I'm not going to beat myself up. And I hope you don't beat me up as well.
Okay, so quickly give me your list of the things that you want to do. Give me your top 5. You gave me the top 1, coaching and helping people. Mm-hmm. What are some of the other things that you'd like to accomplish in this time?
In this time, so this dispensation, like
we'll say the things that you that are on your list that you could say, hey, these are my options that you want to do.
Okay, my options that I would like to do. So coaching. And that can be parlayed into cooking classes. Mm-hmm. I love to cook, y'all. I think y'all already know. If you've been with us for a while, we both chefs. Yeah, that's our foundation, right? So, personal chefing. Mm-hmm. That can definitely bring in some pesos for us as well, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, I love feeding people, so that's really helpful. Okay, I'm gonna get you your brain, your heart, or your belly. Somebody gonna get got by me, okay?
One of the 3 pleasure centers. We're not gonna say the other pleasure center, but
no, that's just for you.
Brain, heart, and belly.
You, brain, heart, belly. Yeah. But they are connected. You know what I mean? And I understand that. Don't manipulate it, but I understand it. Yeah. So, what else? So those are my top 3.
I'll run you through some of the things that you are attempting to do.
Cooking. Yeah, that can even be probably to a show.
Right. So cooking in several different varieties. There is possibly personal chefing. There is a cooking show. If you haven't seen our pilot of the show called Bless to Cook, it's on our Facebook page. Go to Facebook 7997 Podcast. Check out that pilot. It's not the greatest thing. We're figuring it out. Yeah, we're gonna revamp that.
In progress.
But you will see a cooking show from us at some point in the future. Right. Also, you're cooking your own product now. You are providing a down-home southern treat in Mexico that is very difficult to find a good version of, i.e., mac and cheese.
Wait a minute. 7.
Oh, 7 cheeses.
7 cheeses.
Are there some local Mexican cheeses in there?
Oh, sí. Asadero. Mm-hmm. Then there's some Monterrey. Mm-hmm. And and there is hold on. There's Oaxaca cheese. And there's a cheese from Aguascalientes.
Okay.
As well. I believe it's the Asadero. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it. But,
so you have several sort of outlets around cooking. You've even thought about possibly jumping into a restaurant venture.
That was too much to bite off right now.
And then even some things that you explored before we came down. You got your English as a second language, TEFL. So there was that option there. There's also, of course, just regular 9-to-5s, going and doing some remote work that way. But I would say you had some struggles just trying to like keep yourself going and motivated on any one of these projects. You kind of had little bits of each of them, but none of them was really to the point where you could start really monetizing it until recently. So tell me about the time before you really got yourself over the hump. Like, what was really in your way? Was it you in the way? Was it fear? Was it, the new environment? Like, what really stopped you from pursuing any one of these particular passions that you had?
Being here in Mexico. During the time here?
During the time here. Even back home, I think some of that's probably connected as well.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a healthy dose of fear, for sure. I have some of that. And I liken it to, I would dare say, misguided expectations. I would dare say having a misunderstanding of the confidence. I have very low self-esteem. You know what I mean? And so I really didn't have that, where some people were just like, I am the bomb, I am this, and and nothing's good, but their self-esteem is so high, it takes them so far. You know what I mean? And I think I am very similar to a lot of other people. You may have gifts, talents, and abilities. I know, which we all do, right? Right. But especially ones that are very pronounced, but we don't propel it forward, or we don't go up, or we just sort of kind of stay stuck, and for me, it's been more emotional and psychological in a way, So, and I've also been discouraged too.
You said a misunderstanding of confidence. Dig into that a little bit more.
Confidence and self-esteem, like thinking.
Aren't those the same thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think self-esteem is on the inside. That inner voice that maybe even talks to you, that you hear. And so my self-esteem is not loud or positive in those way. In that way, I hear doubt. I definitely feel fear. I hear negative things that have been spoken to me and said to me. But on the outside is where my confidence is. So that's just my belief. I don't necessarily believe I've read it anywhere, but I believe confidence is what you show other people.
Yeah, because I think anyone who's met you and talked to you for any extended amount of time would not peg you as someone with low self-esteem.
Correct.
You are present very confidently. You are very outgoing.
Again, that's confidence. That's what's on the outside.
Right. But when it comes to me, it's sort of like, what place is your faith in? When it comes to faith in things on the outside and things that you can bring to other people, you have no issue there. But when it comes to faith in the things that maybe you can do for yourself, you're not so sure about that. Right. Your esteem is a little bit lower in that instance. So if I have to come and do something for you and it's not, it's not me putting myself out there, then I have no problem. I have all the confidence in the world. But once it becomes Jacki's name is on it, this is Jacki's responsibility, then it's like, uh-oh. Yeah. And it's like, it could even be the exact same work. Like if somebody said, hey, come and run my kitchen, you'd be fine and go and run the kitchen. But if somebody said, I'm going to invest in you and you run your own kitchen, it'd be like, okay, I don't know.
Deer in headlights.
I'm a little scared.
Right. Exactly. Because I think that is, it makes you more vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm out here on my own. Right. And
but are you on your own?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not, right? But it feels that way, you know, even though it may not be 100% accurate, but it can feel that way. And it also can be paralyzing. Like really, because it's like, like you say, it's okay. It's no longer me helping another person and supporting another person, right? And teaming up, you know, and being a buddy. Now it's me on my own. It's like, I'll give you a good example. It's almost like, I love track and field guys, right? Anybody else gonna be looking at the games? Drop a little comment in the thing.
Drop an Olympic rings emoji.
Or a little running person. A gift of FloJo. That was my girl. Oh my, yes, I'm telling my age, y'all. Oh, but
she old.
Yeah. But it's different when you're doing a relay race. You got a team versus just being on your own. It's just you and the rest of the people in that track. It's different. You know what I mean? And that's a lot more, I think, more responsibility in a way. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more responsibility, but I think I have a problem more with the relay race than I do with running on my own. Because the relay race, you have a dependency on somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be running behind you or ahead of you. They got to put that baton in your hand.
Yeah.
Like I saw some video of a girl who was in a relay race, and the girl behind her just kept missing her hand with the baton. And she just cussed her out and ran off the track. Like, you know what? I'm done. I can't handle this. It's too much for me right now. You're not playing with the team the right way. And she just rolled out. It just frustrated her so bad. And like, I can relate to that because you've been in situations where, hey, it takes a team to do this thing, and somebody in the team, like that group project in school, where somebody just ain't going to participate, and you got to do that part.
What's interesting though, my personality type loves groups.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where the psychology of why things happen the way they do is so important, to understand yourself and other people.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy group projects.
Okay.
I enjoy being like, whenever we had a group project in school or at work or whatever, I'm also the team leader.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy that leadership. I enjoy coalescing the people together. I enjoy rah-rah and encouraging people. I'm artistic, so don't have me with some glitter and markers. You know what I'm saying? So
you enjoy telling people what to do, but you don't enjoy doing the work. Is that what we're saying? Oh, I'm sorry. That might have been just a little personal slip up, a little personal issue I might have. But
while
please go on.
Regroup,
don't let me interrupt.
Please, you all, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love for you to share 7997 with other people. You could buy us a cup of coffee. Will's hot, maybe a cup of lemonade.
Yeah, a cup of iced coffee, ice water.
Lemonade, Frappuccino.
But yeah, we're going to take a quick break and get some bebitas, a little something to refresh ourselves. When we come back, we're going to talk about exactly what you're doing right now that has actually taken itself further than any other project that you've had. Like, what's kind of helped you get over the hump. Okay. So we'll talk about that on the other side of the break.
Un momento. 797 podcast.
And we're back, and you're in tune to the 7997 podcast featuring Chris and Jacki.
Hey.
And we're going to jump into the next point of you have a current venture which is doing pretty well so far, even though it's just kind of started, kind of getting off the ground.
Yeah.
And you've been able to get that to a point, I think, that's further than any of the other projects that you kind of ever embarked on.
I like it to Nana's Nut Bread.
Yeah, I will say you did, go a little bit further with Nana Nut Bread.
I used to have a bakery in Charlotte.
Yeah. So at this point in time in your life, you had, that self-esteem issues, fear of failure, feeling like you're doing it on your own. Like, what were the things, like tangible things that you did in order to get yourself over the hump?
Ooh. Okay, so tangible things.
And maybe even go touchy-feely, emotional things on the inside, and then what did you put pen to paper on? What did you do behaviorally, physically to actually get up and get out and do the thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, first thing, I did pray. And I also have been listening for the answer. And so, like I shared with Chris.
And for the record, prayer is tangible. It is not touchy-feely, but, that's not the way I structured the answer, but please proceed.
But I shared with Chris recently about the confidence piece, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And nowhere, I am a Christian. I am a believer in the Lord Jesus. And so, but in the scriptures, there is no place where there's confidence in you, the person.
Right. You always put your confidence in God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
And so that's not the way we're taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think that's just the way we're naturally wired. It's what can I do? You know, where are my skill sets?
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you go through scriptures, like even just for example, when they were building the temple, it said that he gave them the wisdom to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Would build, you know, have all this wood and how to be carpenters and to work with gold and silver and bronze and all these things that wasn't in them, it was in him.
Yeah.
So my confidence isn't supposed to be in me. So if I get myself out of the way in that respect, then that helped me. It's not supposed to be about you, Jackie, because like what we said before, I'm a group person.
Yeah.
But I'm being charged to do something on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not necessarily equipped to do that, right? So that, listening for the answer.
So did you realize that your group included your Heavenly Father not only, but also your husband and also the people in your community? Because you have a lot of cheerleaders out there.
That is correct. So my next answer is going to be reaching out for help, like real help, not just I got something on my mind. Here's my doodle book. Yeah. Come and get, be entertained by my show. You know.
No, I'm actually going to give you concrete things. Here, a place where I actually need help.
That is correct.
And I actually need your input.
That is correct. Yeah. And so I went with real questions, wanting real answers so that I could literally move, right? I needed to move from A to A and a half. I don't even know if that's a thing. What's in the middle of B? Like the little short A. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I actually asked real questions, wanting real answers, and of people who were going to give me the real answer. Mm-hmm. That's the key too. That was part of it. That's tangible for me. Yeah. We have a lovely young lady who gave us she blessed me and a couple other ladies here in San Miguel. And she hosted it was like a professional development, kind of session. Yeah. And she didn't charge us anything. And she was like, this is me giving back to the community, And so we went over to Casa Elm and had our meeting. And her name is Nichelle. And if I knew her business, I don't believe there's a business, name, but if I knew it, I would say it. But she coached me, in that way. And it was helpful because something that you and Nichelle did was held me accountable. Mm-hmm. The check-in, the follow-up. Yeah. What are you doing now? Yeah. What do you got going on today? Mm-hmm. Have you ordered the cheeses? Have you shopped your products? Mm-hmm. Have you priced out your recipe? And it's like, I guess I gotta go. Mm-hmm. I guess I gotta mosey on down to the cheese store and go find me some cheese.
Because I think we're all good at like, I'm gonna put down this little checklist. I'm gonna put this here and that and that, and then when it comes time to check it off, you're gonna be checking nothing off. You got your list ready to go. You know what you need to do. You just gotta actually do it.
You gotta put it into practice. Yeah, and I will say this too. There's a piece of me that doesn't want to. I don't want to continue to not make progress. Yeah. And for me, that's failure. I don't want to continue to fail. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to disappoint myself, and I don't want to disappoint you. Mm-hmm. And I do have cheerleaders, and have had cheerleaders, Lauren and my brother Wesley, and folks throughout mom. Like you got all this personality, Baba Ty. You can cook. You put your foot in all.
And Lena and Danny and literally everybody that you meet is like Michelle. You need to be in a place where people can get a benefit of just being around you. Yeah. And get the benefits of things that you bring to life. Mm-hmm. And people have been telling you this for years in one form or another. It may be you need to open up your own restaurant, you need to have your own TV show. Yeah. When you see Tabitha Brown out there and they're like,
That's Jacki.
That's Jacki. Like, it's the same kind of energy.
Yeah.
And it's great to see examples like that of things that you thought, maybe you think you're not capable of that, or maybe it's not possible, or you're not the right person or fit. But once you see somebody else do it, it then gives you a little bit more inspiration to kind of do it on your own, do the things that you want to do.
I've seen it.
Because I've seen it happen.
Right?
I know what the pathway could look like for me. So I would say, like, through this process, what were some new skills? What are some new things that you had to learn in order to make yourself successful in this space?
Oh, good question. I can't say nothing.
Nothing?
Not for this piece of it. Maybe trusting. You know, just moving. Just do the next thing. Just do the next thing. Because I ask a lot of questions. As a problem solver and as a control, you know, not freak.
Yeah, freak. Oh, freak out. Yes.
Control freak. You know, wanting things to be lined up. But what ends up happening, and I've shared this with folks I've coached, a lot of those questions, a lot of those things end up putting you in a place of stagnation. So I'm busy asking questions. I am busy trying to, right? I'm too busy to complete the task.
Right.
Or even to just start it because I'm over here researching. And so maybe that's the better answer. So not nothing, I haven't learned anything, but what I have learned is to just stop doing that. And if for anything, just not as long.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I'm trying to introduce to you, get you to get on board with, is the idea
Keep
of
it simple.
Minimum viable product.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Like when you're first starting out, be ruthlessly simplistic.
One size.
If I'm selling mac and cheese, I don't need 3 different sizes. And do I need a lobster version? Do I need a shrimp? Do I need bacon in it? Do I need brisket? Do one mac and cheese, one size,
do one thing,
one price. Guess what? If you want it, come get it. I'm not going to deliver it. It's going to be as easy as possible for me to get this out the door.
Otherwise, I won't get it done.
Exactly. But once you start getting into the flow, you understand what your business is, understand what people are going to pay, what they want, what they'll do to get to what they'll do in order to get it, i.e. come pick it up. Then you can start improving. Then you can say, okay, hey, I have an add-on, family size, or I have an individual portion, or I have my lobster version. And once the basis, the foundation is there, then you can grow from it. But if you're trying to do everything at the beginning and try and do it up front, you're just going to burn yourself out.
That would be me.
Yeah. Because you're trying to take everything to the nth degree, and like,
I want a whole catalog.
And it's great to have all those ideas and get them down on paper and understand how you can get there, but like you have to start somewhere first.
Yeah.
So plot out what's the simplest, easiest way to kind of get whatever it is you want out into the world. And you can still have all those dreams of the big, shiny version of it.
Just not right now.
Just not right now.
Yeah.
And that part of that is like, how do I get from my foundation to where I want to be? And start putting out what are all the little steps I need to do. What's the next iteration? What's the next enhancement? How do I then upgrade it?
Yeah.
And y'all see that in action on this particular YouTube channel. You know, we started out as just Chris and Jacki, literally on Zoom videos, add a little bit of lighting here, a little bit better camera there, got the lens a little bit better, started, you know, focusing the branding a little bit more. And now we're to a much better place where we're starting to grow our audience. And, you know, we're trying continually, each video, make it better. Each year, make it better, so that eventually we get to a point where we're having millions of views on every video, we're making tons of money, and we don't have to work and sell mac and cheese no more. We can just do YouTube maybe.
There you go. There you go.
Or not.
Or maybe not.
Whatever. It's still, we're having fun.
If we got there, you know what I really would do? You remember my dream when we first met? What would I do if we were like financially solvent? And I really could do what I want to do.
Not work?
It's real work. No, what you remember my dream?
Right now, I'm failing the husband memory test. I'm sure all you husbands out there have been in this position.
Babe,
don't you remember? No, I don't. Give me a hint. Enlighten me. What am I?
I've worked in a couple of them.
Oh, the bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
Again. But there's no reason you can't do a bed and breakfast now. We got a house.
Boy, boo.
We got an extra bedroom. We shooting the podcast from it.
Oh, my Lord. Don't make me bust you. No,
What's the minimum viable product?
A bed.
There you go. A room and a bed. Airbnb.
But seriously, yeah.
Serving some eggs in the morning.
And they'll be delicious too.
There you go.
But yeah, that would be what I would do. And I would have my own space and probably would just host my own cooking classes, or, you know what I mean, have a little Friday night supper club kind of thing, you know, Sunday afternoon, so, you know, here in my own space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I would, because I love hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to say a big thank you to my lovely wife, who has been very vulnerable today, who has shared her hopes and her dreams and her failures on the way to those hopes and dreams. And I hope you all can learn from this lesson of, you know, some things you can do tangibly to help you get over the hump of things that just might be in your way towards your own hopes and dreams.
Can I thank you for being patient with me and not returning to sender?
I mean, where am I sending you back to?
The moon, Alice. But
right in the kisser.
But thank you. I really do. I want to thank you, you know. And you going to thank me for not crying? No tears, guys.
That means there's progress happening. So I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, share, buy us a coffee.
Lemonade.
And if, per se, you may be going through some failure in your career right now, and you just want to get out of that career and change, watch this next video about the 3 signs you need that you probably need to dump your career. So with that, we will catch you guys next time. I'm Chris. This is Jacki.
Cuídense.
Adios, Garce. Take care and take a chance.
Hey, God's good. Won't he do it?
This is the 7997 Podcast, your home for raw and honest conversation, featuring Chris and Jacki, with new episodes every Sunday, wherever you get your podcasts.